We're jumping in.
And here we go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have StarsWar for Team Vitality.
And right in the top left, going to be representing Dragon Kaiser Gaming, it's herO.
Again, very little downtime here. The players, they were raring and ready to go as StarsWar is opening up with his hatch first. And as we're getting into our ZVP, the first one of the night, a big shout out to Agaton SC. Thank you so much for subscribing for the first time with Twitch Prime. Gracias, papi. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you.
Heart quack.
Quack.
We do appreciate it.
Thank you so much, papi. Thank you so much. As, again, we are settling in for the first time into a ZVP. It's going to be a hatch gas pool opener here out of StarsWar. And herO, likewise, just being as annoying as possible as we ease our way into the final series of the night.
Indeed. We're going to ease ourselves into the final series, but I don't think it's going to be a chill match by any means here. I mean, just looking at our two players and looking at how focused they are right now, I have a feeling Solo wants to do a couple of cheeky things, and I have a feeling that herO wants to just go full goblin.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, herO, there's a reason why he's such a great player to watch in this matchup, because he's very unorthodox, and I expect a lot of aggression to come out from him. StarsWar can have a hard time keeping up. Solo is a much more standard player in general in ZVP, so I feel like herO can really thrive against him. I would give the edge to herO in general against StarsWar, but it's a best of 3. That's the scary thing here. It's a very short series. Anything could happen.
Anything indeed. And keeping in mind as well, StarsWar is the last Zerg player in this tournament, in this bracket that we've got so far.
True.
And we've had a couple of... I believe we've had a couple of Zerg players, no, actually. Yeah, now that I double-checked the bracket, StarsWar is straight up the last Zerg player in StarsWars 11.
Yeah, it was such a shame because we were casting the open qualifiers, and fun fact, the qualifying match for the closed qualifier was Solo versus Shin. Like, because of the seeding, yeah, for none of the seeding, both Solo and Shin, they faced off. Not just Solo and Shin, Solo, Shin, and DRG. They all knocked each other out for that one qualification spot, for one Zerg player to make it through. So, yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate how the seeding worked, but because of that, only one Zerg player in the entire bracket.
Hashtag not rigged enough. Still allowed one to slip through. Ugh.
Exactly. Shaking my head. For none of the SCBoy admins. Shaking my head. As we are going to be settling in, for the time being, going to be a Stargate opener into Oracle, so pretty standard opener so far out of herO.
Yeah, testing the waters a little bit. This is kind of what we've come to expect in PvZ in this current meta. StarsWar going a bit more Ling heavy, going to be a lot more active on the map with those Lings. But still gonna have enough at home to chase away these Oracles. Already getting his spores, already grouping up his queens. Where do we go from here?
Yeah, the third base is looking solid here by herO. He's got his SimCity, he's got 2 Adepts in position, and the Oracles are moving out. 2 dead drones so far, nothing major, no major losses from StarsWar yet, but herO, he's testing the defenses here, testing the multitasking of StarsWar as we dive in, and we do get another drone.
And there's little bits of damage here and there that herO's getting. Most important part, of course, is the fact that he's been able to keep both of his Oracles alive. They aren't grouped together right now, but now the third Oracle's going to be coming in to meet them.
Exactly. Third Oracle is on the way to join up with the rest. We have our follow-up tech here. It's going to be a Forge as Twilight Council. This should be for +1 and Blink. We could head into +1 and Charge. That's also a viable option here for herO. But before we get into our follow-up, we have arrived with our Oracles and Adepts. So looking for some economic damage.
Yeah, Glaiveless Adepts are not super committed here from herO, but still a unit composition that has potential to deal a lot of damage. Stasis Ward does pop off in natural base, and that's going to delay a lot of mining here for StarsWar.
It is. Solar is going lair first. Interesting. This could be the beginnings of, I was going to say Ling Hydra, but we do have a safety Ridgeborn. Ooh, big stasis here in the natural base, though. herO may not have killed many workers, but he does get a stasis off. Does deal quite a bit of economic damage.
And now the 3 Oracles meet up. As prophesized. Adept still being active on the map, still throwing up creep wherever they can. Yeah, just doing a really good job of keeping Solar back at home here for herO.
Yeah, they're keeping him pinned. Plus on Blink is on the way. We have the Bay as well. It looks like we're heading towards Colossus production. So a very mid-game oriented army here from herO. Not the most aggressive playstyle. I mean, he's being very aggressive and very in his face with Oracles and Adepts, but he's not going for any kind of big 8-gauge Blink Stalker timing or anything like that. herO, he's being more defensive and more tech-heavy back here.
Oh, yeah, Solar going to be forcing a reaction here, forcing the recall as well, but yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to really break into this or really even get to full scout of the base. Actually, I say that,
yeah,
but these Lings have dealt with the Stalkers and they're going ham on the probes.
Very good counterattack here by Solar. He gets 7 probe kills, almost an 8th probe as well. Punishing here for skipping the shield battery. No shield battery was present here at the third base, no overcharge either. With that, herO gets punished. That is 8 probe kills in total. Very good damage dealt by Solar.
Yeah, more than what these Oracles were able to really get done over on the other side of the map. And now Solar's going to be jumping into the mid game with a little bit of an economic lead. He's getting his upgrades on the way. He's getting his roaches, which is not quite what you want to be facing when you're going Blink Colossus, but yeah, it's still possible to pull something off here with herO's unit comp.
Oh, exactly. As the Adepts are finally going to be shut down, at least some of them are, but again, Adepts are being outscaled. We have confirmation, of course, that Solar is coming into a Ling Roach Ravager-based composition. Oh, as he bleeds out more drones, herO doing an amazing job here, just keeping up with Solar and just punishing and picking away at his economy. Meanwhile, Solar, are we going to drone up any further? We've cut workers here at 3 bases at 66 drones, and we may decide to just max out on Ling Roach Ravager.
Well, I'm looking at the production tab light, and I gotta say, if you were expecting a longer economic game, I think you'll be disappointed, as Solar just wants to maybe not necessarily kill herO here on out, but at the very least cripple him. Creep Highway is already set up, halfway done across the map. Queens are coming in here to really try to deal with these Oracles. No creep on the center map, so Transfuse is not going to be an option here, but it might not matter in the end here for Solar.
Yeah, here we go. Solar, he is committed. Diving on forward, diving on top of that shield battery. Overcharges, but we can focus it down. But we do have a couple of Colossi.
Yeah, one Colossus maybe isn't the most threatening thing here for Solar, but 2 Colossus and a Warp Prism to juggle them. And all of a sudden, things become much, much more difficult.
Yeah, you can see Solar is running out of steam. He's running out of Ravagers. Good target firing, good juggling here out of herO, preserving that Colossi, keeping alive. Boys are being pulled, and we are cleaning up the army. Solar, he's running out of steam, and he is being deflected.
Just like so. He's lost so many high-energy Queens to this. He's lost so many Roaches and Ravagers as well. This Warp Prism has been the absolute MVP in this fight.
Yeah, and what's scary here is that Solar was pretty all in. Like, there was no other tech here. There was no Infestation Bit, no Hydrogen, no Lurker tech, no +2, no +1, no 4th base, no saturation. He was completely all in, and now he's still all in. Solar refuses to drone, still making more Roaches and more Lings.
I mean, he's got to right now, because herO is looking to reciprocate, and if herO does overextend a little bit, then I think there's going to be a really good opportunity here for Solar to really punish that and really pick off those high-tech units, but herO is being smart about this. He's just skirting the edges of creep. He's dealt his damage. He knows that that Solar is committed to being all in, so he just needs to defend. That will get cancelled at the last second. A couple of drones went down across the map as well. Solar still wants to end this. He still wants to break into the natural base. Stasis Ward going to be cutting off so many units and acting as a bit of a force field, actually.
Yeah, we do manage to get one of those Colossi, though. Baal's going to be connecting with that shield battery. Here comes the second wave, and is this second wave going to be able to break on through? Nova goes off. Oh, only gets one of those Roaches here, and Solar, he is actually getting a little more value this time.
Yeah, the buffer is gone. The Warp Prism wasn't here to juggle for the Colossus, and so Solar is able to punch his way through, is able to target down the Colossus, is able to deal with what stragglers of Stalkers remain.
Yeah, and Solar, can he break through the entire defensive line here? Nova goes off. Ooh, big connection there from Solar. Oh, sorry, from herO.
It was going to be tough. It was definitely going to be tough here for Soul to really break through, but that Purification Nova, I think, really solidified the defense here for herO. If not for that connection, I think the fight would, at the very least, still be going on.
And with that Solar, he has to back off, and now Solar's droning. Now he's finally droning up. We have a Bailey Nest on the way. We have +1 melee on the way as well. Solar, he's taking up even further. Meanwhile, herO, with that breathing room, he expands and he even does harass across the map. Isn't doing too much damage, but again, the game will go on.
That's all that matters. So we're gonna be scouting once again with these Lings, and we'll confirm that, yep, herO still wants to play this out economically, doesn't want to go for any all-in counterattacks just yet.
Not quite yet. Here is, again, we're harassing with these Stalkers. We pick off an Overlord. herO's already got +2, he's got +1 armor. Like, herO's upgrades are looking solid, to be honest. Like, the quality of his army is good, but the quantity of his army is still lacking, and I don't think now is the time to move out. Solo, we're going for a bit of a base trade here. He denies the top right, so he denies the 4th, and we're committing. We're going for the base trade.
Yeah, I have to wonder who's gonna make better in this scenario. Once again, I like the army of Solar a bit more right now. I just think that the quantity gives him the slight edge above the tech that herO has, but you know, 1 or 2 well-placed Purification Novas is all it's gonna take here for herO to really save this, and oh, that's pretty good, if I do say so myself.
Oh, we're recalling!
Recalling right on top of Roaches, though.
Yeah, one Colossus does recall back. Big Nova's going to be connecting with the army. We need to save that Colossus, by the way. The juggling has to be on point for herO, and so far it's not looking too bad, but probes are going down.
Yeah, a lot of these vials are starting to connect. Looks like Solar's really losing steam, though. He hasn't taken as much economic damage back home, but does he have enough time to try to restart an army? Nova will connect. Wow, herO was not expecting, Solar, sorry, was not expecting that disruptor from the back.
Yeah, and remember, the upgrades are in favor of herO. GG gets called. herO, he survives. He shuts down the army for a second time, and herO takes game number 1. Whew.
GG, very nicely done here from herO against a Solar who was uber committed, who was very, just super committed into trying to end the game and to be very, very aggressive on Site Delta, a very short rush distance map, not quite as short as Ghost River or as Post Youth, I've got to say, but still. herO, I guess, recognized his win condition, that he recognized just how committed Solar was, and that all he needed to do was defend and defend and defend, go for a counterattack, and then defend again.
I would have said that maybe the counterattack wasn't as necessary, especially the first one from herO, but he got away with it. You know, it's fine, it's fine. He was able to barely survive that push from Solar. Again, Solar was completely all in, and all herO had to do was survive, and it wasn't easy. So what we should emphasize here is that Solar, he almost did break herO.
Yeah, a couple of occasions where if the Purification Novas weren't on point, I think we would have seen a very different result in this game. I think we would have seen Solar been able to pick off another Colossus or 2, maybe get chased back again, but you know, at the very least, he would have been able to stifle herO's momentum, but that wasn't the case. Anyway, we're going to be continuing our series on a brand new map, Amphion. In the bottom left is bottom somewhere with the Yankees jersey. He is blue, representing Vitality on site. I don't care. It's not time anymore. It's Solar.
And in the top left, we have herO for Dragon Kaiser Gaming. Fun fact, it's getting quite late here, and as you were doing your intro, I moved my mouse over to zoom in and swish the way that I usually do, and I actually minimized the clean
Minimize Chrome, yep. Or whatever
I was like, I'm not observing. My apologies. So, yeah. Again, it's getting quite late here, and we're both a little bit fatigued. Again, I do apologize for the constant muting and all that stuff. Apologizing to the chat just because still under the weather, still recovering from being sick and from the flu. We're getting there. Thank you, Yakuzaku. Thank you for joining me tonight as well. Thank you.
Yes. Was glad to be here. Wait, this is the outro?
Not yet, not yet.
We still have a game.
We have
possibly 2.
Possibly, maybe even 3.
Maybe we could have maybe even 4.
Maybe 5.
Maybe 6. What's after 6? Yeah, maybe 6.
There you go. There you go. As we're loading into Amphion for the first time tonight here. Now, it should not be a surprise, but we do have mineral walls once again to open up the left-hand side to reduce the rush distance quite heavily here. But it does actually take quite a lot to actually mine through those mineral patches. I believe they are 4 patches deep, so it takes quite a bit here to commit to make it through. We have seen some players try to attempt to rush through that, and it's been quite unsuccessful. It takes far too many workers, far too many drones to actually commit to that. So yeah, it's an interesting map here. Short rush distance by air, though. That's what I should say.
Mostly, mostly the thing that gets me on this map is that it's got wood planks. It's reminding me of Battle on the Boardwalk.
Oh. Okay.
Which, correct me if I'm wrong, Light, but Battle on the Boardwalk, that was also another map where it wasn't completely symmetrical, where it's like top left, bottom right. It was both on, it was the same, you would spawn in the same location vertically, or horizontally. You would be on the same side, but at, like, you know, different quadrant is what I'm trying to get at. And there was also not a mineral wall. I don't think that was a thing at the time, but there was debris that you could knock down to get into your opponent's base. I could be wrong.
Is is Battle on the Boardwalk, is that the one where there was like you could sneak around the edge of the map and you can open it up with was it a mineral wall, or was it like rocks that you could knock down and you can skirt around the edge?
I want to say rocks. I don't think mineral walls were really a thing at the time. This was, what, 2018? 2017, 2018. So before, it was before ladder maps were allowed to be more experimental.
Yeah, so I'm checking in. Yeah, it was rocks. So it was like the edges of the map. That's where goal bases were, and you could knock down and open up these attack paths to skirt around the edge.
I remember the goal bases now. Yeah,
I remember this map because I vetoed it immediately. I did not play a single game on this map.
I remember that map because I got a lot of free wins from players who forgot that there were rocks. Oh yeah, this is what it's reminding me of. It's just that we've hit that next stage of evolution where instead of rocks or debris to knock down, it's minerals to mine through.
There you go. There you go. As we do have a couple of links being shut down. We did get 2 probe kills though. Very nice damage dealt here by Solar. This should not have happened. Not at all, as herO, he's rushing into Sky Toss. That is a Void opener into a Fleet Beacon.
Channeling his inner classic. You'll love to see it.
Oh, as we're punishing herO.
Try to punch him for? Yeah.
Yeah, herO, he mined through those middle patches himself, which means Lings, they just butt in.
Like so, really good control here from herO with his adepts, with his mineral walking as well. Not going to be losing any probes to this.
Doesn't lose any probes, but I believe Solo got a full scout. Solo, we can see he's going for a lair first. Once again, trying to delay that third base for as long as he can. And again, he saw the main base. Did he see the Fleet Beacon? He did. He 100% saw the Fleet Beacon. We're going for a Tempest Rush.
Interesting choice coming out here from herO. Not something you see every day, especially in PvZ. And Solo once again confirms this. Scouts, yep, those are 2 Tempests. I should be getting a Spire.
And I don't know if you saw that, but as soon as the scout came in, herO, he canceled Tectonic Destabilizers. As soon as the scout came in, he did cancel them, and we can see why. He's transitioning into Ground Toss. That is a Forge and a Twilight Council on the way. Again, he's respecting Solar quite a bit and is aware that his opponent should be transitioning and should be responding to this. There's that Spire now on the way for Solar.
Just like so. We'll see how active Solar's going to be able to be with his continued scouting into the space. If he's going to be able to confirm that herO is making a hot switch into Ground Toss. Hopefully Solar doesn't overmake Corruptus here.
Yeah, it is going to be a little bit of a trap because there it is. +1 and Blink is on the way. A Gateway Explosion as well. So again, herO, because he got scouted, he is switching into Ground Toss instead. And The Tempest, they have arrived. Solar, for the time being, is unaware of the transition. He's hyper-fixated on dealing with the Tempest. We have Spores, Spores, Queens, and soon-to-be Corruptors.
And these Tempests, they pack a punch. Transfuse trying their best to keep each other alive, or Queens rather, trying to their best to transfuse and keep each other alive. Be very careful right now because Solar, you do not want to allow a single Queen to aggro into these Tempests.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be very careful, very patient with your Queen control here as you do pull back. It looks like so far not a single Queen has gone down. Clutch Transfuse there out of Solar as he does retreat, and I love that Solar, he is not neglecting his ground army. We have Roach Speed on the way and a handful of Roaches as well.
Definitely a little bit suspect here if you're Solar and you see only 2 Tempests out on the map. So I think he's been able to put 2 and 2 together. He's recognized, okay, you are no longer committed to Sky Toss. I'm just going to get a handful of Corruptors to deal with the units you have in the air now, and then everything else is going to be devoted to Ground Zerg. Or to dealing with, to counter Ground Toss.
Exactly. So really good read here from Solar. Just again, the Link Scout does confirm that +1 is on the way, so now he knows fully here that it is going to be Ground Toss, and because that he's just investing a little bit harder into Roaches, into Links. He only has a handful of Roaches, and we have a game.
We have a game. It's going to continue for a little while longer.
I think he's going all in, by the way. He knocks down the rocks. He's pushing right through the center as well. Solar, he's not droning. He's not making any more workers.
Yeah, we have a game, but for how longer? If Solar gets his way, not much longer.
Yes, here we go. He's forcing his way up the ramp. The Cyber Core is going to be focused down. The Overcharge not really going to do much of anything. We've broken into the natural.
Popped prematurely and wasn't very exposed, or rather exposed, shield battery to begin with, so Solar's going to be able to knock on through, bust his way forward, and just keep this going. There are units out on the map right now for herO. He has Storm available, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere near enough to deal with the onslaught of Roaches and Raptors.
Again, and this is the danger that you take, the risk that you take when you rush into Skytoss like this and when you don't commit. So many resources were spent onto the Fleet Beacon, onto the Stargates, onto these Tempests, and what did they do? They didn't even kill any Queens, by the way, and with that, Solar's looking to snowball out of control. He's breaking through the main army, he's reinforcing, just rallying everything across the map.
herO supply continues to dwindle as Solar continues to march his Roaches all the way across the map. Solar herO trying to hang on for as long as he can. But he's got no ranks on the wall.
Yeah, again, the Immortals are being targeted down. We even bile down the ramp as well. There is no escape. The Immortals fall. 14 probes as well. GG gets called, and Solar will tie up the series 1-1.
You know what that means? Not a single series tonight has been a 2-0. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, not a single 2-0 here. We've had back and forth. We've had a non-stop ace matches tonight, and the trend continues. Well, we're all for it. We're here for it.
We're all threes.
Gee. And game 3 is going to be on Ocean Boy.
Yeah, a more familiar map this time. Yeah, a bit more of a standard map this time.
Yeah, Oceanborn is going to be an interesting one, especially because all lanes from the side of Zerg players are not uncommon on Oceanborn, so Solar will have that option available. Likewise, I feel like we have to keep an eye on herO here, because again, we just saw herO try to rush into Skytoss. Fun fact, because of the short rushes by air, I do think that rushing into Skytoss is good on Amphion, but we saw that herO didn't commit. We saw that he made 2 Tempests, and then he just hard switched into Ground Toss, which meant that his Ground Toss was that much weaker, because he had wasted resources on Tempest that he didn't really make use of, and it wasn't able to really come to fruition there. But yeah, I can definitely see that working otherwise on Amphion, you know, especially if we do commit. Definitely something that I'm sure herO is going to be playing.
Yeah, it's going to be refining it. as we conclude the series on Oceanborn, right in the bottom right end, we got the Blue Zerg representing the Yankees and Vitality on side. It's our Solar.
And top left, we do have herO for Dragon, Kai Z Gaming. Oh boy, it all comes down to this. It all comes down to this final game for the night.
Yeah, for the night, for the evening. Not the tournament, not the qualifiers either. I will say this though, if you want at least one Zerg player to be playing in China, you gotta send your energy over here to Solar. There's one qualifying spot left. And Solar is the one Zerg player remaining in this entire tournament.
Yeah, he is the one and only Zerg player. He needs your energy, he needs your support. I'm torn, right? Like, on the one hand, I would love to see some variety, some diversity here in this tournament. I'd love to see a Zerg player competing. At the same time, though, herO is the best Protoss in the world, and it would be a shame if he were to fall this early on as well, and it wouldn't be a tournament without a herO in the main event.
That it really wouldn't. That it really wouldn't. I mean, I want to say that herO can transfer his energy over to stats or to classic, but then, you know, we have the same dilemma coming out here. Do we want race diversity? Do we want at least one Zerg player in the offline event? Or do we want to see Protoss?
Do we want to see that Protoss? Yeah.
Or do we want to see Bjorn? Or Cure?
Do you want to see Gumi Herbabi as
Solo's going... already qualified.
Yeah, we will see him. We will see him.
We will see him, yeah.
As Solo's going catch gas pool, send that open out of our Zerg player. Likewise, send that open out of our Protoss as well. So we're just kind of easing our way into this here. And yeah, again, I am torn with who will advance on. I mean, I'm going to be happy with either player, but I'm also going to be sad as well, right? Like, it's a little bit bittersweet.
Yeah. Definitely. But that's just how cutthroat it can go, really.
Yeah. That is how competitive it is here in Korea, and we have our tech of choice. It is going to be the Stargate from herO once again. Shouldn't really be too much of a surprise, and we should not be seeing a Skytoss rush here on Oceanborn. But something that I did mention before is that we do have the option to go for these big committed all-ins from the side of the Zerg player, so we'll keep an eye on Solo, we'll keep an eye on his drone count, see how he approaches this as well.
Yeah, so far Solar has gone for 3 base timings, cutting workers at 66 drones, and then just going all in with his Roaches and Ravagers, and occasionally Corruptors and Lings. And it would appear that, I mean, I would imagine anyway, that the trend will continue tonight. With this final game that we have on our hands.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I would expect that as well, as we do see herO just threatening that natural Oracle production has commenced. And we're still just kind of dancing that, or we're still just having that little dance between our units here. Solar actually going right across the map instead. He does want to try to force a cancel here at the third.
And he has more than enough Lings to try to force that, just like so. Solar gonna try to keep this pressure going with even more Lings.
Yeah, it does keep that pressure up, does cancel the third base at the same time. Adepts do get in. We do get 3 drone kills. Good damage being dealt here by herO, but he has to get even more damage done because of that big delay on the third.
Yeah, like this from Solar as well, just forcing a lot of energy out of this Oracle. Solar knows that he won't have to worry too much about herO reciprocating the damage. Not yet, anyway.
Not yet, as we do see Solar once again diving back in. He does get a kill on the Adepts. Could he force another cancel, by the way? Big stasis wrap across that, but it looks like now we have plenty of Oracles, plenty of energy. Big stasis here at the natural.
And that's definitely one way of getting back from having a third delayed for so long. Solar will eventually recover from this, but in the meantime, Yeah, a lot of the rest of his build is going to be delayed. Sola switching things up very, very hard this time. That is +1 melee that's on the way.
There we go. So it looks like Lingbane Roach Ravager out of Solar. Meanwhile, herO likewise going for his own Robo follow-up. Additional gateways on the way, +1 and Blink. So both players working towards the mid game. I still like Solar's position a little bit more just because of the cancel third base. But all these depths and the Oracles have potential to deal some economic damage, so herO can always bounce back.
Indeed, he can. Neither player really getting the edge when it comes to map control just yet. Both players just poking and prodding, trying to force some openings for themselves.
It does force those openings.
This is looking to be probably our most standard game of the evening, you know. herO going for Blink, Solar going for +1 melee. It's a little bit of a far cry from the earlier Fleet Beacon that we saw on Amphion. A little bit different from the Roach all-in that we saw on Site Delta.
Yeah, instead it's going to be herO's turn to all-in. Because his third base was delayed, he's going for a big gateway explosion. He did throw down a Prism first, and there it is. There's a fourth gate on the way, so that's going to be 8 gates in total. This looks like a 3-base all-in out of herO. He has not saturated his gases yet either. This is looking very committed, and we'll see if Solar can hold on. Solar throws down a Spire. This is dangerous, by the way. Solar, if he banks up resources to go into Mutatech, this Blinkstalker army may just kill him.
Indeed, it may. It's gonna be all about how well he's able to time and how well he's able to position these Lings as well to really zone away and circle these Blinkstalkers.
Yeah, but the Lings are out of position, and again, we have the Prism to reinforce. This is a 3-base all-in from herO. He does arrive with a massive army as well, and Solar, he's racing back home in there.
Yeah, he needs to at this point. It's all hands on deck. Solar invested a lot in tech. That's not going to pay off just yet. And it looks like herO's really putting the hurt on him.
Yeah, the Lings are melting before this army. The Queens are exposed. Another big warp in. Again, it's 8 gates all in here out of herO. 8 Stalkers at a time. The Lings are trying to do what they can. The Spire is done, but we cannot afford mutas. Not here, not anymore.
No, not after Solar spent all of his minerals on Lings. They're starting to trickle in one by one. He is starting to get a couple of mutas here. Again, Solar is comfortable with sacrificing this 4th base. He knows just how committed and how all-in herO's being right now. Oh, that is not the time to try to go for a counterattack. Solar forced to pull the boys, but it is not going to be enough.
Exactly.
14 mutas on the way.
That's a lot of mutas, but this is also still a lot of Stalkers as well. You can see the army trickling in, the Queens doing what they can, but they're also running out of energy. They're getting very low as well, and it looks like herO, he just has far too much. GG gets called. The 3-base all-in overwhelms, and herO advances on here into the next round, eliminating Solar from StarsWar 11.
GG, very nicely done here from herO, really turning the tables on Solar in the ace match, which takes a lot of cojones, to say the least.
Yeah, it really does. And again, it did look like herO was kind of forced into the all-in because of the big delay on the third base. He made that choice. Solar, unfortunately, never scouted. He never checked the main base. He never saw what was coming. He never saw the gateway count. If he had seen all those gateways, that would have been a tell to throw down a Roach Warren. To throw down a Roach Warren and to start getting ready back at home. But remember, he skipped the Roach Warren. He went for a blind Spire and was caught with his pants down.
Just like so. And so with that, we get to take a look at the bracket, our full bracket, as it goes on tomorrow. We'll be continuing this qualifier with the best of 5s going to be kicking off. We'll have that TVT between Maru and Gumio. We will have a TVP between Beyond and Sats, and we will have a PvP between Classic and herO. Actually, it looks like we're gonna be delaying the upper bracket finals for a little while. So tomorrow, we're gonna have 2 best of 5s.
Yep.
Gonna be a PvP and a TvP.
There we go. 2 best of 5s tomorrow. If you are a Zerg fan, I apologize, as all Zerg players have been eliminated from the tournament. Shin, DRG, Su, and Solar, they have all been knocked out at various stages of the event. And now it's only Terran and Protoss that do remain, at least in the Korean region.
All regions, I think, as the other qualifiers wrapped up.
Yes, they have. They have wrapped up. I do know that we had Protosses from Asia. Who made it through in Europe? I mean, Raynor made it through. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. Spirit knocked him out.
Yeah.
Spirit knocked him out. He denied us a Zerg player.
There it is. So it isn't just the Korean Zergs that have fallen, but Raynor, a Laser as well. They have fallen. Zero Zerg players in StarsWar 11. It is the new patch. It is the era of Terran and Protoss.
Let's go.
Let us go. I
welcome this.
Again, it is a dark time ahead of us, pun intended. For those that are curious, for those who are maybe a little bit unawares as to, why certain Zerg players weren't a part of this, again, Dark was not a part of this event. A lot of people theorize that it's because of his military service that he won't be able to travel. So Dark was not a part of the qualifier, so he's not a part of the main event.
Yep.
Likewise, Cyril, because he is currently working through his military service, he has been quite public stating that he will be able to be a part of DreamHack Dallas and Gamers 8. But it looks like Cyril has to pick and choose wisely what events he wants to go for, and he won't be able to go to every event. So, he's good for EPT Spring, he's good for Gamers 8, but again, I don't think he was available, or he would have been able to travel for this event either. So Cyril, not a part of StarsWar 11 either.
Yeah. That's like a designation,
Yeah.
I believe, in the Finnish military that does allow him to practice a little bit and does allow him to fly and represent Finland in some of these other events, but it's still limited. They're not going to be allowing him to fly out for everything.
Yeah, exactly. So just limited representation from Cyril. And again, we're going to be seeing plenty of Cyril later on in the year, just not in this event. And if you're a fan of Terran and Protoss, we got plenty of Terran and Protoss action available to you in the coming weeks, in the coming StarsWar 11.
Indeed. So stay tuned for that. Our time has come.
Ooh, our time has come.
Our time has come. Embrace our new TVP overlords.
Shaking my head, Bobby. Shaking my head. With that, GG, well played. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We do appreciate it. Thank you, Yaku, for joining me today as well.
Yes.
Joining me in the cast. Thank you.
'Twas great to be here. Again, new patch. It's always a pleasure to see how players sift their way through and kind of experiment around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. I feel like a lot of these maps have a lot of potential when it comes to unique builds, so we'll be keeping an eye out for that. Otherwise, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with Sparkling Tuna Cup. Again, the Tuna Cup is going to be returning here tomorrow, and there will also be the StarsWar 11 Day 3 tomorrow after Sparkling Tuna Cup as well.
Indeed, so stick around for those. I'm going to be at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Wait. Yeah, 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. KST, respectively, if I have my math right. It may overlap a little bit, but we'll try to figure something out for that.
For sure. With that, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for the support. We're going to be bidding you adieu. Good night. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for some more StarCraft. Otherwise, we'll see you guys the next time we see you. Hasta luego, papi. Ciao.
Hasta la vista, bella.